You know, implementing mental toughness training into any peak performance training program is one of the smartest things you can possibly do. I wrote this book about 20 years ago, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class, and I literally built a multi-million-dollar turnaround organization for large sales teams of major multi-billion-dollar companies like Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, and Caterpillar, and GlaxoSmithKline, and on and on. And the entire $1.3 billion we helped those companies increase sales collectively over time, all came out of this book. And I don't mean, there are other books. This is not the only book written on mental toughness or any other topic in personal development, but it kind of blows me away that content from one book can help companies raise sales by $1.3 billion. And I'll tell you one of the chapters that made the most difference in these corporate turnarounds. By the way, if you want the book, you can get this on Amazon. It's $12, $15, whatever it is. So one of the most important chapters is called Separating Truth and Fact. Now, most people don't know the difference in performance psychology, but here's what it is. Truth is an opinion. It's subjective. It's, the person's opinion. Like, my truth is what the kids say now. My truth is this, my truth is that. Okay, so it's subjective. It's basically an opinion. Fact is something that has evidence to support it. It's objective. It's not subject, it's objective. It's absolutely fact. You can't change it, even if you want to change it. If you don't like the fact, you can't change it. There's a lot of people trying to change facts right now all over the world, right? There's craziness going on. And why is that? Because people say, well, this is my truth. This is how I feel, so therefore my subjective truth must be fact. That's ridiculous, of course. So the reason it works when you coach people in peak performance or doing turnarounds for mid and low performing sales teams like I did for 25 years is because typically people that are underperforming or not performing, let's say, up to their potential, are filled with beliefs that are actually truths, but they're actually not factual. They've convinced themselves that the sky is purple when the sky is blue. And as a result, they're operating based on a set of truths as opposed to a set of facts. And it makes all the difference in the world. I'll give you a quick example. So we go into the pharmaceutical industry, for example. I've worked for many years, for 25 years. And they rank the teams 1 to 24 nationwide in the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world and the country. And so we go into a team that's underperforming. Let's say they're ranked 22. This is actually based on a true story. And I went in there and said, well, how are you guys at selling? How are things going? They say, we think we're doing great. The numbers don't show it, but we are world-class salespeople. This is an example of delusion, psychological delusion, emotional delusion. People are operating under their truth as opposed to objective facts. The objective facts and the statistics told another story, that they were all about to get fired. But they swore up and down to me for a good 3 months of the turnaround that they were some of the best salespeople in the company, and they were operating at that high level when the truth was the absolute opposite. So when you coach people, one of the uncomfortable things you have to do is you have to get them to operate on facts, especially when it comes to their belief system. It's got to be based on facts, not their opinion. Their opinion means nothing. No one's opinion really means anything. Facts mean something. They're supported by evidence and data, right? Opinions are just emotional. They're feelings people would like to have, but they're unsupported by facts. You've got to help performers, and if you work with teams like I do, you have to help teams or individuals. You have to help them move from emotional delusion to objective reality, and you do that by helping them learn the difference between truth and fact, and then helping them make the separation. It's not the easiest thing to do. People are not really crazy about it, but if you use this book to do it, it's worked really well. We've literally sold tens of millions of dollars in turnarounds over the last 25 years by using just the concepts in this book. And that's one of the most powerful concepts we've ever had. And if you want the coaching companion to the book, This is the Coaching Companion. It's no longer available in this. This is a huge, as you can see, it's a huge book. It's 1,068 critical thinking questions that designed to get people to move from truth to fact. And you can't get it in hardcover anymore. It's been out of print for years, but you can get it in an ebook. It's real cheap. If you go to IPDAR, the International Personal Development Association website, IPDAR.org, you can buy it for $12. And it'll save you years of coming up with all these critical thinking questions. But if you think about it, start with yourself. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself, my life, my performance, both personally and professionally, that I cannot support, truths that I cannot support with data, with facts, with evidence. Nothing counts, not in business, not in when it comes to peak performance, when it cannot be supported by data, facts, or evidence. It's just an opinion and everyone's got one and they don't really mean anything. Not when it comes to high performance. Okay, it's either a fact or it's not. That's it. It's objective. That's the definition of it, right? So start with yourself, and then as a coach, as you move forward, help people do the same exact thing. Now, don't expect it to be a joyride, because it's usually more of a nightmare. It's effectively a turnaround. Like, I turned around multi-million-dollar organizations for a living, but even turning around a single individual, getting them to operate at a higher level, even though they want the results, it can be very difficult. So you better be a tough coach. Don't be their best friend. Be their best coach. And you'll see them make the change. Once they make the change from truth to fact, now you're building their high performance on solid ground instead of quicksand.